Hello, um, I'm Johan. I want to present a small breakout architecture document. This time it's around document migration. It's based on the CTA mock exam scenario greenhouse recycling. You can find that on the Salesforce Success community. I will also link it in the description. So I'm Johan. I'm currently preparing for the CTA. You see my contact details, and I'm looking forward to get your feedback on the topics I will present. I'm in no means an expert. This is just my thoughts. I got some feedback from my great study partners, Vinay and Jakob. Thanks for that. And hopefully it's a little bit helpful for you. It was great fun for me to prepare this topic. The Greenhouse Recycling Corporation has a tool currently. This is the waste profile tool. The tool is used to create PDF waste profile document, listing all chemical, medical, or other components of waste that the customer needs to dispose of. This waste profile is given an ID, which is tracked in the logistics system and ERP systems, but the profile itself is not available online. A customer may have one or more waste profiles for a given location, depending on the nature of waste generated at each location. Later, we also learned that one waste profile can be added to actually separate locations. And the resulting PDF document are printed and kept on file at the local office. But currently, there is no established central repository of waste profiles for each customer. The desktop waste profile tool will be replaced by the proposed system. This is the setup. And now we have the requirement I want to solve. It's a migration requirement. All current waste profile documents need to be available online and accessible through Salesforce. The process of uploading these historical documents and linking them to the appropriate customer, location, and pickup records will be required as part of the migration. Before I start, I want to lay down my assumptions. We have about 300 to 400,000 waste profiles to migrate. The waste profile data is simple enough to be able to denormalize onto one Salesforce object, so with fields and pick lists and so forth. Printed PDF documents are standardized, so I have maximum 20 different versions, maybe one version per country, but other than that should be standardized. The printed PDF documents are in a quality so they can actually be scanned, so no water damage, no food stains on them. Food stains are kind of okay. And we have enough file storage in Salesforce available. We have about 6,000 users, which leads to about 12 terabytes of data, and we only need about 80 gigabytes for the files. And lastly, the ERP and the logistics system have all information to link waste profile data to customer, location, and pickup records based on the waste profile ID alone. This leads me to the data model. On the top left, you see the key. I don't want to go into details too much. I will just walk you through. Pause and resume when you are ready with reading the key. Let me clean up here. I will start with the account object, the cornerstone. We have two different types of accounts. We have customer and location for this requirement. The data is imported from the ERP system, and one customer has many locations. So we have a lookup on the account to itself. We see it here on the left. So lookup relationship. Then I want to go to the right side to the whole topic of routing and scheduling. Let's start with the scheduling from a process point of view. A customer selects a previously approved location and adds a schedule to this location. And so this schedule, I'm not sure if this actually is correct here. This schedule defines some the preferred days of pickup and which waste profile. It's a custom object. It's controlled by the not controlled by the logistics system, but imported from logistics system. The schedule is via external lookup related to a route object. This is also an external object. This defines a certain route, let's say Berlin North every Monday. Each route has many pickups. And the pickup is again via indirect lookup. Pickup is also an external object connected to the lookup, so to the waste profile. And the route also has a driver. This is a user. The users are imported from Active Directory. So again, here we have an indirect lookup relationship. And from the one location can be part of many routes, and one route has many locations. Therefore, we have a junction many-to-many with a junction object, which is also external, which is controlled by the logistics system. And therefore, we have, again, two external lookup relationships here. And lastly, we come to the topic of the waste profiles. A waste profile is connected to our customer via the customer C. Then a waste profile is also connected to one or more locations, and one location has one or more waste profiles. Therefore, we have another junction object, waste profile to location in the middle. It's another custom object. These waste profile to location and the ERP system and the account and customer and location data are controlled by the ERP, not controlled, imported. And the waste profile data itself is imported from the PDF, also from the existing documents. And the same, and beneath the waste profile, we have files, and technically files consist out of a content document link and a content version. And this already concludes, and these are generated from the scanned document. This concludes my data model. Now I want to walk you through the import process. First, the tools I want to lay down. I have or services. I need to scan the documents somehow, and 300 to 400,000 documents. This is nothing I want to do myself. So therefore, we will hire a professional scanning service. There are plenty out there. They pick up your binders and return to you the scanned documents. Important is they have to give each document a unique name, but that's it. And 80 gigabyte, it's not that much. They can give me back a USB stick. Then we need a document parser, some service which gets the data out of the scanned documents. Here I would recommend using docparser.com. It's an online tool which has great, robust APIs available. And lastly, we need a tool to move data around and files around. And there we can use the ETL tool MuleSoft, since we will be interacting with the docparser APIs quite a lot. And we need some preparation. So first, we imported from the Active Directory the users. Then we, from the ERP, the account, the location, the empty waste profiles. The waste profile records only consist of a waste profile ID. We will need that later. And the waste profile at the location to waste profile records, the junction object, remember. Then we import from the logistics system. Actually, we enable the routes and the route to location. And we import the schedule, and we enable the pickup object. And this all together brings us all the base data into Salesforce, the preparation. And now we can go to the second step, the documents. We scan the existing waste profile with unique file name, which will act as a file ID, as a unique identifier. We send the file to the doc parser together with the file ID. The doc parser parses the waste profile ID and other content out of the PDF file, like what type of waste. Then we will use the waste profile ID for an upsert to upsert the waste profile parsed content to Salesforce. And lastly, we will insert the PDF as a file attachment to the waste profile using the combination of the file ID and the waste profile ID, and therefore be able to upload the files as attached to the waste profile ID. And this concludes my theory to how to solve the greenhouse recycling detail requirement on importing 200,000 or 400,000 printed out printed out documents into the new system. I'm looking forward to your feedback, your likes, your comments, your subscribes, your emails. Please contact me. I'm always happy to hear, and see you next time.